the Career Evangelist Podcast, episode number 193.
Did you inherit $1 million from your grandparent, or are you about to become wealthy from someone else's hard work? If you say yes to these questions, this show is not for you. You, the hardworking, committed, and ambitious professional who have a 9-to-5 corporate job or a 12-hour shift worker keeping the assembly line running. Perhaps you run your gig as a freelancer, or maybe you run a small business. You are in the right place. Welcome to the Career Evangelist Podcast, where you get your weekly tips, ideas, strategies, and inspiration to find purpose in what you do so you can build a career you are passionate about and live a fulfilled life. Here is your host, Bola Alabi.
Are you facing challenges in your life that are affecting your happiness and goals? Whether you are dealing with mental health issues like depression or anxiety, or simply going through a tough time, therapy can provide valuable tools to help you navigate life. Today's sponsor, BetterHelp, is on a mission to make therapy more accessible and affordable. They understand that finding a therapist can be challenging, especially when limited to local options. BetterHelp offers an online platform that matches you with a professional therapist in just a few days after answering a few questions. Signing up and getting matched with a therapist is easy. You can find a link in the show notes at betterhelp.com/thecareerevangelist. By using this link, not only do you support this podcast, but you also receive a 10% discount on your first month with BetterHelp. Take this opportunity to connect with a therapist and explore how it can benefit you. If you are going through a tough time, consider online therapy with BetterHelp. Click the link in the show notes or visit betterhelp.com/thecareerevangelist. Thank you, BetterHelp, for your support of this podcast. Welcome to the Career Evangelist Podcast. This is where we dive deep into the ever-evolving world of work, career growth, and living your life to the fullest. I'm your host, Bola Alabi, and today I have something a little bit different in store for you. So I recently had an insightful conversation with a friend, and this friend of mine is looking for a remote job opportunity. So he wanted to know what it is like to work out of the home. So I'm going to be sharing the conversation that I had with my friend. So today's episode is focused on how an employee can thrive while working remotely. So what I'm doing here today is that I want to give you guys a glimpse of my conversation with my friend, Dave, so that you can learn. And to people out there that are looking for remote work opportunity, you are going to find this episode beneficial. So in recent times, we've witnessed a significant shift in how we work, because with remote work now becoming a viable and attractive option for working professional, more and more people are choosing this option. At least more people want to have that flexibility, or maybe you can call it the hybrid approach, whereby you work out of your home for a certain number of days in the week, and of course you go back to the office and work from there on some other days. The shift started with maybe a little bit before COVID-19, but it really intensified at the peak of the virus. And right now, many people, they are curious. They want to know more about the ability, the flexibility to work remotely. However, it is important to acknowledge that despite the benefits of remote work, some companies, Yeah, they have started to urge their employees to return to the traditional office setting. Companies such as Meta, Facebook, and even some banks, they are now calling on their employees to get back to the office. I think it was even the CEO of Amazon that said the remote job flexibility, that option is kind of coming to an end, and that their staff, their employees that refuse to come back to the office, that their days are numbered. So I can hear some threats right there. But do not fret, my friend, because in today's episode, we are here to remind you that the world of remote work is far from over. There are still numerous opportunities out there for those who prefer the flexibility and the autonomy that comes with remote work feature. So whether you are out there navigating the return to office transition, or you are actively seeking remote work opportunities, stay tuned with me, because we are going to explore the current state of remote work, and I'm going to be sharing some exciting possibilities in terms of tips and ideas that can help you to thrive while working remotely. So without further ado, let's dive in and discover how you can be successful as a remote worker. So my friend, he started with a simple question. He asked me, why do more people prefer the remote work option? Of course, I responded by sharing one of the biggest perks of remote work option. For me, because I've done it before and I'm still currently doing it, it is the flexibility that it offers. I can structure my day in a way that suits me best, whether it is tackling tasks early in the morning or taking longer breaks to recharge. And sometimes I get up in the morning, very early in the morning, go to the gym or take a walk, do my exercise in the morning. And I can do this because of the remote work option. My friend, when after explaining this, he said, that flexibility certainly resonated with me, and it is something that I can appreciate. He said he thinks that it will help him to achieve the work-life balance that comes with remote work. I added to that by saying, with remote work option, of course, no more commuting. And that means you have more time to spend with your family and do things that you enjoy outside of work. In my opinion, remote work option is an absolute game changer. They've responded, I'm sure remote work isn't without its challenges. And he was right, yes. In my experience, I know there are always two sides to a coin, he continued. So why not start by telling me some of the disadvantages of working remotely? Spot on, Dave, I said. And with that question, let me delve into what I shared with him, as in the potential downsides of working remotely. So I'm going to quickly talk about 5 disadvantages, or you can call it 5 cons of working remotely. The first one, of course, is the isolation effect. Working remotely can be isolating, as most employees that work remotely, they miss out on social interaction that comes with going to an office. Because when you go to an office, of course, there are other people there. At least at a minimum, you say hello to them. You can exchange greetings. You can, share your experience. You can talk about your day. You can talk about fun things. So you are completely going to miss that by working remotely. So just so you guys know. The second thing that I take as a disadvantage while working remotely is that it has some communication challenges. Remote work can sometimes hinder effective communication and collaboration, especially when team members are in different time zones or if they completely rely on using digital tools. Let me share my experience here. I happen to be working in a global organization with teams all over the world. Sometimes, in fact, most of the time, because I need to meet with some of my colleagues that are in Europe, and these guys are 6 hours or 7 hours ahead of me. So what does that mean? It means I have to schedule meeting with them at the maybe very early in my own time. With that, my afternoon is often free. So I'll get up very early in the morning to set up meeting with these fellow colleagues so that we can talk about business. So that's a challenge right there. If I need them maybe in the afternoon, my time, it becomes challenging because maybe they are already closed out there. Maybe they are having their dinner with their family. So it's challenging to collaborate with them real time. The third cons of working remotely is that for some people, it can be difficult to have that work-life separation. And what I mean by that is that some employees, they struggle to establish clear boundaries between work and their personal life when they work from home. And this can lead to burnout and overworking. You will not know when to close because you are in your house. You may think that, let me just continue working. So that's a big challenge. The fourth one is that of technology issues. Dependence on technology for remote work can lead to maybe connectivity problems, security concerns, and the need for regular updates and maintenance. So if and when technology fails, it becomes extremely challenging to get anything done. Trust me, I've experienced it before. The fifth one, which is the final one that I'm going to touch on, is the difficulty in team building. Building strong working relationships and a sense of belonging can be more challenging in a remote setting, which can, of course, impact teamwork and company culture. When people are co-located, they see themselves more often, they understand themselves better, and they can collaborate even better. So remote work has kind of eliminated that option. My friend said, I completely agree with every of the points. And he also further added that the isolation part will be a tough one for him. He said, I love interacting with my colleagues, and I think staying connected with them is important for me. Well, I added, setting up regular video meetings, using instant messaging, and even scheduling virtual coffee breaks can help maintain that sense of connection. My friend, it's all about being proactive. Okay, guys, it's not all about negativities. There are some, in fact, many pros or advantages of working remotely. The first one, I've mentioned it earlier, is that of flexibility. Remote work allows employees to have greater control over their work schedule. They can often choose when and where they want to work, which can lead to increased productivity and a better work-life balance. Yes, you are flexible. You can start work at any time you want. You can decide to wake up 5 a.m., 4 a.m. and get to work, take breaks, and you plan your life. So that's good. The second one is that there's no commute. Eliminating the daily commute can save employees a significant amount of time and money. Who doesn't want to save money? And it also reduces the stress that is associated with commuting. I live in Houston. Driving on the road here in Houston can sometimes be crazy, especially during the rush hour. So the days that I get to work from home, those days, my stress level is greatly reduced. So no commute, no stress. I love that. The third point is cost saving. Working remotely can lead to cost saving on transportation, work clothes, and daily lunches. Yeah. When you go to the office, you get to go to lunch and you get to spend money. And it can also encourage and enable employees to live in more affordable locations. So because you can work remotely, that means you can choose to live wherever you want to. So that's a great one. The fourth one, it can help you to increase your productivity. Some employees find that they are more productive when working in a quiet, personalized workspace because they are going to experience fewer distractions. I remember maybe it was just last week, I was, reading a contract, and a colleague of mine was on the phone talking with another person, and his conversation was a lot of distraction to me. I was distracted and I couldn't focus. But guess what? Assuming if I was at home on that day, I would have been able to avoid that distraction. So productivity can increase when you are able to work in a quiet location out of your home. That's if you are a productive person and if you are conscious of time management and if you are responsible, of course. The fifth one, the last one, work-life balance. Remote work can make it easier for employees to balance their work responsibilities with personal and family life, contributing to their overall well-being. I think this is a fantastic one because everyone, we need to maintain our mental health. We all want to attain and achieve that work-life balance. So remote work option can let you do that. And yeah, I must add one, this one especially for the employer. They now have access to global talent pool. Because they can hire anyone from anywhere, that means they can get the best of the best talent out there, irrespective of their location. So that's a good one for employers. Now, we've been talking about the pros and the cons of working remotely. I personally believe that with careful planning and organization, most people can handle remote work. But I want to go beyond just handling or managing. I want people to thrive. So for you, my listeners, here are some ways that you can thrive while working remotely. You see, to be successful as a remote employee, you require to have a combination of discipline, organization skills, and of course, you have to be proactive as you approach your work. I'm quickly going to share 10 tips and ideas to help you succeed while working remotely. The first one is that you must have a dedicated workspace. So if you are considering working remotely, please set up a designated and comfortable workspace in your home. Ensure it is well lit and ergonomically designed to reduce strain. For me personally, I invested in a stand-up desk so that I don't sit down all day. I occasionally get up and stretch. And I'm also looking to buy this stationary treadmill so that I can also get some steps in while working. So create a dedicated workspace for yourself. The second thing that you must do is you need to establish a routine. Yes, remote work brings flexibility, but you should have a routine. You can't just say, hey, today I'm starting work at maybe 4 a.m. and I'm going to close at 2 p.m. Tomorrow I'll start at 9 a.m. and I'm going to close at 6 p.m. While your flexibility can let you do that, it is always better to stick to a consistent daily schedule. This can help improve your work-life balance and help you to set clear boundaries between work and personal time. So that's very essential. The third point is that you need to dress for success. While you don't need to wear formal attire, getting dressed as if you were going to the office can help you, put you in a productive mindset, and it can help improve your productivity, your coordination, your focus. So that's very important. Pretend as if you are going to the office. That's what I'm saying there. The fourth thing that you need to do is to plan your day. You need to create a to-do list or task list for the day so that you can stay organized and focused on your priorities. So you need to know what you need to accomplish for any particular day, write them down, and as you are knocking them out, you need to strike them out on your list. So that's important. Number 5, minimize distractions. Now, you need to identify common distractions in your home environment and take steps to minimize them. Yes, you are out of your home, but for people with pets or if you have kids at home, you need to make sure that you put them away while working, and so that you will eliminate or reduce distractions, and so that you can be very productive. Number 6, set boundaries. Clearly communicate your work hours to family members or housemates to prevent interruption during your designated work time. And also, it is okay to let your boss know that there are certain times of the day that you won't be available. Yeah, boundaries, very important. Number 7, stay connected. Using video conferencing, instant messaging, and other collaborative tools can help you to stay in touch with colleagues and maintain a sense of connection. So very important, and it can help with your communication. Make sure you, if possible, over-communicate. Keep your team informed about your progress, your challenges, and of course, your availability. Number 8, embrace time management techniques. So you need to explore time management techniques so that you can stay productive, manage your time well, so that you can get things done. If you don't stay on top of your time, you will be surprised that time will slip by and you will not get anything done. Number 8, you need to take regular breaks. You are not in the office. You still need some time to stretch, You can walk around. You can do a quick mental reset, because you know why this is important? It can help you to boost productivity and prevent burnout. Number 9, maintain professional development. This is important because while working remotely, you may not pay too much attention to your professional development if care is not taken. So you should seek out online courses, webinars, and resources that will help you to continue to develop professionally. Don't let remote work hinder your growth. No, you have to be careful about that. Attend virtual networking events or webinar and online industry groups so that you can stay connected with professionals in your field. Number 10, the last but not the least, you've got to prioritize your health and well-being. Don't neglect your physical and mental health. Take breaks to exercise, meditate, or simply relax. And it's also important to ask for regular feedback with your supervisor or team lead so that you can know how you are performing, and of course, also identify areas of improvement. Finally, I always encourage people to celebrate their accomplishments, right? And I'm going to ask you this. Have you ever taken out maybe some time to blow your own trumpet? Maybe to celebrate something that you achieved? In a busy world that we all live in today, it's easy to go from one task to another, one project to the next, one deal and on to another, without taking a moment to take a pause and celebrate everything we have accomplished. Today, I'm telling you that it's okay to celebrate your achievements more often. Acknowledge your accomplishments, no matter how small. Reward yourself for meeting goals and milestones. You know what? That's going to help your mental well-being. And there you have it, my friends. Remote work can be an opportunity for personal growth and development. It requires self-discipline and self-motivation. So use this time to set goals, learn new skills, and become the best version of yourself. It's important to note that the experience of remote work can vary widely depending on individual preferences, job roles, and the policies and support provided by employers. Some people thrive in a remote work environment, while others may struggle with its challenges. Effective communication, clear expectations, and the right tools and resources can help mitigate many of the disadvantages associated with remote work. And that's where I'm going to wrap it today. But before we end, I want to take a moment to express my gratitude to all our loyal listeners. Your support means the whole world to me. And that's what keeps the Career Evangelist Podcast going strong. So thank you. Now, if you've been enjoying our podcast and find our episodes valuable, please consider leaving us a review and rating on your favorite podcast platform. Your feedback helps us to improve and reach more people who can benefit from this content. And if you have any topics you'd like us to explore in future episodes, or if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can find us on social media or on our website. Your input is incredibly valuable to me, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for being a part of the Career Evangelist Podcast community. I appreciate you. Stay tuned for more exciting content, and until next time, keep thriving in your work and life. Wishing you the best. And this is Bola Halabi signing out.